Hey YouTubers, and welcome back to another Dragon Ball Super discussion video. And you guys know I wouldn't bring anyone on for a topic like this. That you saw the thumbnail, you saw the title. It's MJ. MJ, why don't you say hello to everyone listening?
What's up, guys? MJ here, and yeah, let's discuss this because we are discussion channels, and let's knock this out the park. Okay, I'll stop talking.
Actually, we got to discuss this before we forget it again, because I've been wanting to do this all week and I keep forgetting what it is. Anyway, we remember just for all you guys listening. Anyway, is Dragon Ball Super at this point in time wasting its potential? And what I mean by that is, although we don't necessarily know how the Tournament of Power is actually going to end, we do know that Zeno, right now, and I'd say spoiler warning, guys, but we might get into some spoilers, so if you don't want to hear spoilers, if you don't even want to take the risk, then this is your chance to leave. But with that being said, we do know that Zeno has been destroying universes. Universe 10, Universe 9 are outsies. They're done. We're never going to see them again. Maybe, like I said, barring any kind of thing that would bring them back or reverse time. And potentially before whatever might happen in this tournament that shakes up the tournament or changes the rules, universes aren't being erased anymore, that's fine. Barring any of that, we do know that more universes are going to be erased in its entirety. And I really feel, considering the fact that a lot of the people in the community, myself included, I know you as well, have talked about the possibility of Goku and Vegeta going literally from universe to universe, hopping, be it from the cube or some kind of instant transmission thing that people have been talking about, something, even with Beerus and Whis, that they could literally explore these, have great enemies in all these universes, but if they're erased, we don't ever get to see them again. Potentially, Universe 3 could literally be erased. And out of all the other universes, I feel like that one would be a shame, considering what we've seen there is just so much different than anything else. I mean, bioorganic life, but metal organic life, basically what we saw in Dragon Ball GT. So, man, what are your thoughts on this? Do you feel like Toriyama and Toei or someone, they're going to fix this, or are they doing this on purpose? And how is this going to affect the future of the series?
I just want to point this out before people go crazy in the comments. Yes, we know there is a chance that the Super Dragon Balls wish back these universes. Just want to point that out before people go berserk on us. So yeah, there is a chance that the universes that we're talking about could come back, and then we're all handy dandy, you know, everyone gets to go around from universe to universe hopping and stuff. But yeah, I do feel like they are kind of wasting it there, because if these universes don't come back, that is, I don't know, man, it does seem like they are wasting potential there, because if this tournament ends with just one universe surviving, and then the general assumption is 7, right? That means there's only, what, 5 universes, right? This one plus the 4 on the sidelines? Mm-hmm. And, I mean, you would be getting rid of the Pride Troopers, you would be getting rid of the Trio of Dangers, and even though I did have my gripe with episode 98, which was so focused on the Trio of Dangers Universe 9, I did, however, like what they were giving us about them, like their actual background. The whole idea with the Trio of Dangers is that their world is so bad, that it's so horrible, that you literally have to fight. You know what I mean? Like, it doesn't matter what planet you are, it is a horrible universe, and you have to fight. And that's one of the reasons why they're so powerful, is because they've been fighting all their lives throughout the universe, and they've had to band together as brothers. I like that. That's cool. It would be cool if we got a little mini arc, just like 2 or 3 episodes, nothing huge, about what is going on in there, because from what we saw with Universe 9, they're very violent people. Like, as soon as they found out about this tournament, which I don't know how they did, people were like killing people in the streets and everything. So very violent. So it would be cool to get like a little 2 to 3 episode mini arc about that. And the same with the Pride Troopers. Who wouldn't want a 5 to 6 episode arc on the Pride Troopers? Universe 11, Topo, Jiren, right? I would love that. Sure, other people would. But if you're doing this tournament and it's like an end type of game, you know, at least it makes it seem like that, and Universe 7 is the only one to survive, you're just throwing that all away. You're just saying goodbye to all of that. Don't even get me started on the Universe 3 stuff, because that looks really cool. Yeah, they may not be, you know, super strong, but they are, you know, really interesting. I would love to see the background of them on these characters, how they were enhanced. I would love to see little side stories there. I think that would be really cool. You're throwing all that away with this tournament, and then if Universe 7 survives, it really is a shame. But at the same time, it does seem like they are gearing up, though, because I wanted to go back to the whole Toriyama stuff. It's no secret that Toriyama's getting older. It's no secret that we're already just what we can tell from what we've seen and from what we've heard, it's literally bullet points, that I don't want to say it's literally that, but that's basically what it is. They have to make their story, the anime and the manga Toyotaro, they have to work the story around what they've been given by Toriyama, plot points, bullet points, whatever it is. And I feel like with, that being the case, yeah, Toriyama has given them a lot of stuff to do, but this tournament, bro, I think it's really hurting it, because we know he's not going to be around forever. He has given them a lot of content to go off on, but it's like with this tournament, dude, they're kind of throwing half of that away,
Yeah, and I don't know whether or not it feels like they're doing this deliberately, or they know the very fact that, all these things, like you said, is going to be erased, or all this stuff is going to be null and void by the end of it.
Yeah.
I think there would be a huge backlash from the fan base if they decided to do that, because what was the point of all the buildup? What is the point of the name of the arc, the Universe Survival arc? I mean, that's the job. And it's weird, you mentioned, I want to say this with Universe 9, although Universe 9 and Universe 10, Universe 10, at least for the major story of Dragon Ball Super, feels like, yeah, even though they might have something to offer, considering the fighters that they brought in was really low concept, there's really not much going on in that particular universe, and they already have with the Future Trunks arc and the whole Zamasu thing, they've served their purpose for the overall story of Dragon Ball Super. You don't necessarily have to go back there.
Yeah.
Other than for Gowasu, which would probably be awesome. I would love to go see some Gowasu every now and then. I mean, the very fact that he was gone is just heartbreaking in my opinion. But just being serious here, Universe 9 is really interesting, not just for the points that you made or the very fact that, they had a way of knowing about this tournament, but they also implied, and it wasn't just the citizens, it was the gods themselves and the Trio of Danger were implying that somehow this mass population in a random planet in Universe 9, this city that they destroy, knows that there's a multiverse and literally feels, or at least believes, that they can escape their universe. And that's a huge revelation, considering the fact that we just recently as an audience knew about or figured out about the multiverse, and Goku and all of them have no idea how to move in between anyone. And it's interesting considering the fact that Hit, back in the Tournament of Power, or the first tournament, honestly, knew about the cube and knew what the cube could do and bartered that bargain with Vados in order to actually get it if they win. So there's a lot to be said about how interesting it would be to explore Universe 9. Like I said, let alone Universe 3. Universe 11, Universe 2 also has a lot of characters that shouldn't be there. I want to know why, and I'm wondering if the tournament is actually going to give us enough time to explore those particular aspects of the story and not just erase it and leave us all scratching our heads. I think that would actually be something really bad if they do that.
Let me cut in real quick, Mark. I just wanted to say that I want to plug a video on your channel. I just have to. So there's a video on Mark's channel that I did with him, and we talked about the possibility that if something were to happen, and I'm not trying to say someone interrupts the tournament, I'm just saying if something were to happen and it stops, this tournament, whatever it is, that could be cool, because yeah, we did get rid of 9 and 10, and that's a shame, but we would still have all these other universes left, at least up until Zeno decides to destroy them again when he remembers. So we would still have those other universes to explore. We would have 3, 11, 2, and like you were talking about, especially 2, because there's a lot of characters in there that shouldn't be there, at least from our knowledge. Who knows what's going to be introduced later? Maybe that's a plot point from Toriyama, who knows? But they have a Tuffle, they have a Yardradian, so it's like there's a lot of stuff going on in Universe 2 which we could explore. So if something were to happen, whether it's a rule, whether it's an enemy, whether it's the angels, God Destruction, a new villain, whatever it is that stops this tournament, that would actually be fine, because not only does that mean 7 survives, but the other universes still fighting survive as well, at least for the time being, and that could give us time to explore those universes,
Mm-hmm. And also, I think it would dictate where they go after this particular story. Like you said earlier, if it's just Universe 7, we do know that they are leaving themselves room. It seems really deliberate, which also kind of makes me worried a little bit, because although it would have been hard for Toriyama and Toritaro to create 120 characters, as a lot of us really were anticipating when this tournament actually began, they kind of lessen the load on themselves with having to create these characters, but they also gave themselves a wiggle room to explore these universes that we know nothing about. And we could potentially just explore forever. Their entire universe is to explore. But given the fact that, these guys, they don't necessarily look all that intriguing. The robot from Universe 3 is probably the most intriguing, and it would be a sad, sad day to lose him. But like you're saying, if there is something that interrupts and actually allows both of Xenos to forget why they're actually doing this and saving the universes, it would actually be an interesting way to get rid of the universes that were either, one, not necessarily thought out very much, or two, Universe 10, that completely already played their role in the overarching story of Dragon Ball Super. At the same time, it would lay out groundwork for future stories where we've been introduced to, I guess, the stronger fighters in these universes, and although they probably aren't as strong as Goku and Vegeta, most of them, they could potentially create an antagonist or a villain, or give some kind of shelter or assistance to our main heroes as they jump from universe to universe. As you and I have talked about in the past, it would make a lot of sense for the future of Dragon Ball Super to become like a Goku and Vegeta go around the multiverse show and just kind of solve problems, because at least that's something that could literally stand the test of time. You don't ever get kind of bogged down with why are they here, or where did this person come from, because as much as we want to praise Dragon Ball and Dragon Ball Z really did at the very end there get into a ridiculous loop aspect. It's like, why was Boo on Earth?
Yeah,
like that makes no sense. Or even though Cell made a lot of sense, they had to retcon a huge amount of the story from the original series. And then Frieza was the last thing that just kind of, it started with Raditz, Vegeta and Nappa came, and then Frieza was there. It was an organic type of storytelling. This type of future of Dragon Ball Super could really get us back on that track, because although Super has been somewhat a little bit consistent with that, where Beerus shows up, but then Frieza's back for no reason. I mean, what's going on there? And then they have the tournament, which kind of plays into the Battle of Gods arc of Dragon Ball Super. But then the next thing that happens majorly is Trunks gets back. I mean, like, what happened there? So this could really help in the future of the series to tie the story together and keep us moving at a consistent pace without ever having to question why on Earth are all the strongest fighters in Universe 7 literally on Earth at any given point.
No, I completely agree. Yeah, that would be one thing that they would actually help and fix, because you are correct about that. The Saiyan arc, that's one of the reasons why people love it so much. The Saiyan arc going all the way up to the Frieza arc, starting with Raditz, there was a lot of consistency there. The continuity was there. The villains didn't seem to come out of nowhere. You know what I mean? It was like Raditz worked under Vegeta and Nappa, and then Vegeta and Nappa are there. And then we find out, that Frieza is the one who rules over them. You know what I mean? So it was kind of like a hierarchy thing where you just kind of work yourself up to lead up to Goku versus Frieza. And then, of course, all the science stuff, the background stuff, Goku's home planet, all that, Boo, it's like he's just been there since the beginning. It's like
it just happens to be on Earth. Just happens to. I mean, yeah. it really makes very, very little sense. It's kind of really reminiscent of the whole Piccolo Daimao story, but at the same time, they made that part of the story make sense. It didn't necessarily come out of nowhere the same way that Boo did.
Yeah, they tried their best to fit it in, like with Roshi knowing him, and like kind of like the idea that Roshi, has been like training and all that stuff, and he was afraid. He didn't want him to come out great. I like how they introduced that. You know what I mean, with the Roshi.
It really worked. Boo just didn't work in the same way because none of our main characters really knew anything about it, besides Frieza. But Frieza wasn't saying anything back on Namek. Anyway, the thing is, I have one thing to do. We wouldn't be a conversation between us without painting some pictures. So here's my picture. I want to paint a picture, and I've said this on my channel before, and whether you've heard about this, thought about this independently on your own, or something else like that, I want to make this very clear. Although the series is called Dragon Ball, and although there was some debate before the Future Trunks arc on how many Dragon Balls there were in all the other universes, people talk about all the other times, it has been made clear since Zamasu made his wish that the Dragon Balls, or at least the Super Dragon Balls, are only in Universe 6 and 7. Regardless of wishing back any universes that are eliminated from this particular tournament, whether or not it's all of them, like whittled down to one, or something distracts and they never do anything. What if Zeno believes, or the Grand Priest tells Zeno or something, these are really powerful balls. These are really powerful wish orbs. They can literally undo everything that you've ever done. Given the fact, maybe Goku or Gohan wishes back all of the universes, and Zeno's not happy about it, but the Grand Priest says, these are really powerful. They can undo anything you ever decide to do. Maybe they shouldn't be such in close proximity. So Zeno makes all 7 Dragon Balls disperse between all 12 universes if they come back. So then you have this big adventure thing where it's a race for the Dragon Balls, but it encompasses 12 universes, let alone a planet. I think that would be a really interesting pull for any future story, considering the fact that you have Goku and Vegeta and anyone who actually really needs a wish to go in between all these other universes, make cameos from people that we've seen throughout this tournament, and then also just kind of pull the story forward, and at the same time kind of bring back the whole adventure aspect of the show that we've kind of gotten away from, and pretty much allow the story to continue on.
Mm-hmm. No, I completely agree with you on that. That's something that, and it's funny because I know people are going to hate this, but me and you do seem to always agree, and people don't like that because I guess a debate always makes a discussion better, but I do completely agree with everything you said and how that moves forward, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. No, yeah. The one thing I will say, though, about that is I kind of wish, I don't know about you, I wish that all of these universes are destroyed and kept destroyed. And if that was their goal, if that's the thing they've been selling this entire arc on, I really don't hope they kind of backpedal when we get to the main portion of the story, where if it's Universe 7, it should be Universe 7. If it's Universe 6, it should be Universe 6, or something like that, I hope they don't figure out a way to save everyone.
Oh, yeah, I completely agree with that. If they were to bring it back, it's gonna suck, because it's like, yeah, even though I am a bit upset that 9 and 10 were taken out, especially for what we heard from 9, and this is just because we've heard more stuff about 9, you know what I mean? We've heard the background of that universe, whereas with 11, yeah, we know the Pride Troopers are there, but what about the universe, what about it? The same with the other universes as well, but 9, yeah, we heard about it and it was a race, but if they were to bring it back, it's gonna make this whole tournament feel like it was for nothing,
Exactly. So guys, I want everyone to go down to the comment section below and share your thoughts and opinions about this particular topic. Obviously, we don't necessarily have all the answers, and this isn't just a conversation between me and MJ. But speaking of MJ, I want everyone also to go down to the description section below where you could find MJ's link. Go hit that link. Go see what this guy does. If you love it, if you've not already subbed to him, then please make sure to sub. At the same time, I want everyone to like and comment and share and subscribe. Hit that bell over by the subscriber button. It's going to notify you every single time I upload. But with that being said, guys, we hope everyone has a good day. It's been real.